my beautiful zinnias. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I hope you have that hot cup of tea, that mug of hot coffee, and that cool glass of wine, which I can't drink right now. But let's get into that chat. Hey zinnias, so I know it's been a while and nobody hasn't really heard from me, but everything's good. I am 4 months pregnant. So I have been keeping low and trying to take care of myself, including all these appointments that I have going on. Today I wanted to just share with you some of the things that I noticed in changing with my body being pregnant and just the little experiences that I didn't like and the things that I'm coming to enjoy. So one thing I wanted to say that I really do enjoy about being pregnant, I want to share those things with you. I enjoy, now that I'm 16 weeks, the movement. I find that very exciting. I can already feel the baby moving around, feels a little pressure, but it's a cool feeling because you have, your body is growing a human being. Oh my gosh, and it's so cool. It's a very it's a very nurturing experience. I'm really enjoying it. And then, oh my gosh, the benefits of it. So let me fill you in. The benefits of being pregnant is that you are being catered to. You're being catered to from your doctor, your GYN, the midwife. They're checking up on you. You have all these appointments. So yeah, I'm gonna fill you in on what took place when I first went to my checkup, and I could tell you I was excited and nervous at the same time. So when I found out I was pregnant, we came back from Jamaica, and it was me and my family, my mother, my sister, my husband, and we were in Jamaica having a good time. And when I went to Jamaica, I was on my menstrual cycle, and I was there for 2 months, and January came and no menstrual cycle. So I didn't think of it as a big deal. I just thought that my menstrual cycle skipped. My breasts were very tender, and I was still having a little bit of cramping. So I thought, okay, well, you know, my menstrual cycle is coming soon. And my husband thought the same thing too. So we didn't really look at it as a big deal. When like I said, my menstrual cycle didn't come. So we left Jamaica, and I started to feel really different. I didn't want to eat any of the food. I was like, oh, I'm going to skip out on meat. The meat here is no good. I'm not eating any meat anymore. I was just like feeling like disgusted with everything. And I was like, oh no, I'm not eating no more meat. So I decided right away I'm going back into my vegan lifestyle, which I did before. So I said, okay, fine. I wasn't feeling good, but then I started to notice other little things that were taking place. I'm like, okay, wait, what is this? So my breast was still tender, and I said, this is different because my menstrual cycle's not here, and we're in February. What's going on? So I went and did some research on pregnancy, because I'm like, am I pregnant? I'm waking up, I'm feeling nauseous, I was extra tired, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably carrying a child. Let's see what's going on. So of course I did my research, and that's what came up. Pregnant. I had all the symptoms, and I'm like, I'm pregnant? Yeah. So the first thing I did to confirm my pregnancy was I prayed to my Heavenly Father, Jehovah. So So I prayed to Jehovah, he answered, and he showed me, yeah, you're pregnant. So I was like, okay. So I looked at my husband and I said, babe, I prayed to Jehovah and he cleared the air. We're pregnant, but we just, want to take a test anyway. So my husband was like, okay, fine. So I ordered one of the best tests in the market, which is Clear Blue, and I ordered the actual pregnancy test kit. So in the Clear Blue pregnancy test kit, you get 2 digitals and 2 rapids. So I said, I'm going to start with the digital. So I urined in a cup and I stick the test in there. And I walked away from the test. My palms were sweaty. I was nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, what is happening? What is happening? I'm like, I'm like, I kept praying. I'm like, Jehovah, I know I'm pregnant, but this is going to confirm it. And oh my gosh, I was just nervous. I didn't understand why, but I was nervous. So I walked over to the cup and it said in the digital form, pregnant. So it reads out the actual word. I was in tears and me and my husband was talking and I was like crying and I'm like, oh babe, we're pregnant. I'm so happy. We was both happy and both excited and very emotional. And that's how the journey began. So once we found out we were pregnant, we started to make a lot of changes when it came to eating and things like that. But we had to do some serious research and running up and down. So with prayer, Jehovah helped us with, yeah, you're going to do that a lot too. The burping, yeah, that's a part of pregnancy. So with all of that, we had to do research of where I needed to go, what I needed to do, and all this other stuff. And I prayed again to my Heavenly Father, which I always do. And he helped out. So upstate New York, we have New York State Health. So 2 of my very good friends, my client's daughter and another good friend of mine, we did research and they were like, okay, this is where you need to go and sign up for this, that. So we signed up and my client's daughter was like, you're going to need the best care, blah, 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 blah. You need to go with CDPHP. So CDPHP is Capital Region District Health District, whatever. Capital District Health, whatever. Yeah. So we went with them and that kicked in real quick. I started to get letters in the mail, mommy to be, sign up with this, sign up with that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So once we got all our medical stuff together, everything started to fall into place, especially from the help of my client's daughter, which is now my friend. She was telling me where to go. She was like, oh, you need to go to Whitney Young, you need to go here, you need to go there, you got to sign up for this, So she was telling me everything to do. Thank goodness for her. Thank my God for her, because I didn't know what to do, where to turn, how to get this. I was getting nervous and I started to get migraines and I was starting to even stress out. And I'm like, I got to get care. I got to get good health care. I got to get this. And everything helped. Everything just went smoothly by the help of the grace of the God that I serve. So it all worked out. Then after signing up with the healthcare stuff, I really wanted my CDPHP card and I wanted to wait until it came in the mail. And it was taking a little while and I still haven't received it. I don't know what's going on, but they sent me another one. And then they said you can just sign up with the app and the app shows all your appointments and all that stuff, which I thought was really cool. So I was like, okay, forget about that stupid other thing, the card. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't even care about the card anymore. So we got they even send a card for the baby, but when the baby is born, I have to contact them to give them the baby's information, name, and all that stuff so they can update the baby's actual card. So anyway, signing up with all this good stuff, I didn't go to the doctors or make an appointment. Like I said, I was waiting on the CDPHP card to come. And I started to feel some very strong cramping, and I didn't know what it was. And I started to do research, and your body is changing to form for the baby. So my area, my situation down here, pelvis area, was forming for the baby. And with that happening, you would feel a little bit of cramping, and I was getting really bad cramps. I was crying and I was in pain, and I was like, I can't go to work. And I was like, oh my gosh, this pain is horrible. What am I gonna do? And I started to get really scared. So I looked into some organic herbs, and there's this tea that I started to take that just made the pain disappear. So this is the tea that I'm talking about, the dead red raspberry leaves. I had ordered a bunch of things that I knew that was gonna help my body when it came to my breasts and breastfeeding and my pelvis and my uterus. So this gives off real results for your uterus. And I started to drink this tea, and that pain went away. So I was so grateful, because I did the research on what it does. It relaxes the pregnant mom, and it calms her down, it soothes her before and during and after pregnancy. So during pregnancy, after pregnancy, all that good stuff. So yeah, this really works. So that my uterus came to its normalcy, I started to feel a lot better. And my husband was concerned about the pain, so he was really like, you need to go to the doctor. I don't understand what you're doing. So I said, okay, I'm going to make the appointment right now. As soon as he was like ready to go and yell at me, I said, okay, I'm going to make the appointment right now. So I was a good wife and just jumped on it right away, listening and obeying my husband. So I went and I called Whitney Young and made an appointment. And I'm going to tell you, this is so funny. I was so anxious to go to my appointment that I went early. I was supposed to go on April 1st. I end up going on the last day of March, like the very last day of March. So like, oh, you don't have an appointment. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes, I do. You know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I want to see somebody. So she said, okay, let me see. So she set something up. She's like, oh, your first time mom. This is so cool. Oh, congratulations. So she set me up to see the actual midwife that I have, the midwife that they set me up with. So my midwife was very nice, very caring, very nurturing, very loving, and she filled me in on so many things. And I'm gonna tell you all of what they did when I got there. Oh, what a day. So the first things first, they had a nurse come in, and she took my blood pressure. Then after the blood pressure, my midwife came in and gave me a pap smear. After my pap smear, they did a sonogram to check on the baby, because she tried to use a Doppler to hear the baby's heartbeat, but she couldn't. So she was like, okay, we're gonna go in the next room, and there's Dr. So-and-so, blah, blah, blah. He's very nice, da, 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 da. So he checked, and I saw the baby's moving, heartbeat, all that cute stuff. And then me and her had a nice, maybe like 10-minute one-on-one, 15-minute one-on-one, just talking. She was like, any questions? You call me for anything. Here's my card. And I'm like, oh, this lady is so nice. And after that, she said, after we were done with our conversation, I had to go and do my blood work. Whew, they took 6 to 7 pints of blood from me. Yeah, they took a lot of blood from me. And The gentleman that was taking blood, he was very nice about it, and they're very nice people. The people in the facility at Whitney Young, they're very, very nice. And then they took my urine. So I had a really busy day, and after urine taking, then I got my prenatal vitamins and I went home. So I had a very busy day that day, but I can tell you I was excited to see the baby. But then it didn't end there, because I had to go to the hospital where the baby is actually going to be delivered. So the hospital, I had to go to this other facility where my baby's going to be born, and they had to, for record, they had to take a sonogram. So their sonogram machine was much updated than the one that they had in Whitney Young. Like my midwife said, oh, this girl is old. She doesn't print. She doesn't do anything. She's an old girl and she's still kicking. So we're using her. So when I went to the other facility where the baby's going to be born, I was able to see my baby and hear his heartbeat. Well, I heard his heartbeat before, and I have I have my own Doppler. So when I get bored, I'll just lay down and listen to the baby's heartbeat. You know, mommy and baby meditation. So cute. And yeah, I was able to see my baby. I saw his head, his body. He was moving around. And at 14 weeks, this little boy or girl, because I don't even know the sex yet, is sucking its thumb. So the nurse was cracking up, and she was like, oh my gosh, you are not going to let go of that thumb. The baby was sucking its thumb and wiggling around, moving around, and took the thumb out and then popped the thumb back in. And it was so funny. And I was sharing it with my mom, and my mom was like, 14 weeks? Wait a minute, 14 weeks and he's sucking his thumb? So then my mother started to count, and she was like, wait a minute, you got pregnant as soon as you went down to Jamaica? It was so funny. I'm like, yeah, mommy. And I started to like give her the weeks and the days, and I'm like, I'm out a month pregnant. So she's like, oh my gosh. So now, today officially, I am 16 weeks. That makes me 4 months pregnant. And my husband was trying to count. He was trying to count the days and the weeks, and then he was like, oh yeah, you are. Okay. So he's getting it, and we was listening. We have a Doppler, so we was listening to the baby's heartbeat, and he was like, oh, his heartbeat sounds so strong. And he calls it a he. We both call it a he. We don't know the sex of the baby. So we're excited. This is a big, like, life-changing situation for us. This is something that he's always wanted, and something in the beginning of my marriage, I was like, I don't want no baby, but I'm excited. I'm accepting this. This is a gift from our Heavenly Father up above. This is a gift from him. He gave us whatever, an inheritance that just shows how much he loves us and values us. So it's a blessing. It's a beautiful thing. And a lot of my friends and family members and close friends and girlfriends are like, oh, you're glowing and you're so happy. And yeah, I am. And I'm loving the benefits. There's a lot of benefits in being pregnant. So I got my WIC card, which was what my friend told me about, which is my client's daughter. She was like, oh, you're going to get WIC and they're going to give you what you need. So I got a WIC card. I get groceries and stuff like that with WIC. But the thing is, when the baby's born, they start to give you like stuff for the baby. So baby formula and all this good stuff. So WIC hooks you up too. And with the WIC program upstate New York, you have your breastfeeding classes, which I have to go to. I actually have a class in a couple of weeks. And then also you have your birthing classes. So that's really cool too. And I have to keep up with this. They gave us an app that you have to follow up on exercising and all this other stuff. So it's really nice. CDPHP program with WIC is wonderful. It's just a cool, and then you have everything. You have your primary care doctor, your GYN, your dentist, your this, your that. You have all this cool stuff, and everything that you have, the baby has, and it's just a blessing. So always rely on our Heavenly Father, Jehovah. He will give us everything that we need. There's nothing to worry about. I was stressed out and worried myself, and I am not anymore. So if you are a first-time mom like myself, yes, it is nerve-wracking, it's nervous, but as the weeks come in, it starts to sink in, like, I'm pregnant, I'm gonna be a mom, and I have this little person to protect, and that's gonna love me unconditionally, and that fear kind of fades away, so you don't worry about it too much. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So my beautiful zinnias, thank you for stopping in. I hope I didn't overwhelm you guys with all of what I had going on, but I am super excited. Once again, I am so glad to be back here sharing this experience with you guys and talking with you guys, and I just love you guys. So again, feel free to come back, join in, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on another day.